Hey guys, we're checking out Stray Kids' Oddinary mini album. Just finished checking out Maniac, that's what it's called, Maniac. I gotta be honest, this whole comeback really snuck up on me. It's usually like such anticipation, especially for a group like Stray Kids, which is one of my favorites for sure. But it's like things are just so busy and there are so many comebacks and so many groups now, and I pay attention to so many different ones that it's like it really does feel less special in terms of like you have your 8 max 6 groups that you're really just waiting for, but now it doesn't feel like there's a waiting period anymore for a lot of these. Suddenly they've appeared because you were so busy with all the other dozens and dozens of groups that the one you were waiting for came so suddenly. The only one that felt super long was Idol for sure, but that's because of their extended break and everything, so it really did sneak up on me. So let's check this album out. I'm excited because the B-sides really did sound great. They sounded very different and very dark, and that's kind of how I wanted Maniac to be. I was hoping that the MV would go a little bit stronger in the kind of oddity and darker kind of sensibilities like we were getting from the concepts. I feel like the Maniac title track and that MV didn't have the mood and atmosphere that all of the concept videos that we saw had. I just didn't see that. Whereas if you look at the video that we've seen for Venom or Spiderweb or whatever you want to call it, it's 8 different names, that has that kind of energy that I was looking for, so let's see what these songs got. Let's start off with exactly that, Venom / Spiderweb, whatever it's called, Venom. Let's do it.
지나가는 길에 모른 척도 걸렸다네 못 빠져나갈 걸 알면서도 또 걸렸다네 끈끈한 그물에 사로잡혔다네 criminal 치명적인 도 이미 다 퍼졌다네
Ooh,
걸 알면서도 또 걸렸다네
that static like rise of the doo-doo-doo, it almost feels like the I forget what it's called, the thing that detects radiation. It almost sounds a little bit like that to me. It definitely feels creepy. Ooh, all light. Just synth all of a sudden? But like very bright synth? Oh. Zoom-in sounded so good. Hang falsetto. Oh. This is doing a lot with not much on the actual instrumental. Ooh, I was expecting a second part chorus here. They really reel that in. Whoa. Oh my god. Hans, his tone, Hyunjin, first of all, is being very playful with his vocals. Playful in the sense that, like, they're giving a lot of sass and quirkiness. There's a lot of kind of range that they're going with their vocals. in like pulling in and out with that kind of almost teasing sensibility. And Han has always had that. Han has always had the bit to where I feel like when he's starting to really rap a bit faster, he almost gets to the point where he almost sounds like he's mocking somebody. That silence little audio. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted out of the title track. Something that's a little perverse. You know what I mean? Someone do something fucked up. That's what I really want. And I don't know if JYP has the balls to do something like that these days. Maybe that sounded a little strong, but you know what I mean. Like, look at the uncensored version of Girls from Nature. That song slaps, by the way. Where the hell is Nature? I know they had all that trouble of that whole comeback and everything. But that song is so good, and I wanted something that give me a little blood, give me a little. The concept was just so horror focused, and we didn't really get that in the MV so much, and this is giving me that. We're only a minute and a half through the song. I'm sorry, but I have a lot to say. Then there's the part where he starts to... He starts to like mock. I love that. Ooh. Oh, I love this line here in the pre-chorus from Seungmin first and now Pangchan. I love it. Such a great, nice levity and switch up to brighten up the song. But then it gets back to the darkness, and I so dig that. I was gonna say, you know, Han is a little fuck, and he kind of reminds me a little bit of Wooyoung in that sense. Nice and chanty with the claps.
돈만 못 가 여길 빠져나가서 어딜 가 주변에 랍도 않는 분위기에 사로잡힌 난이 뭔가
Oh my god, that anti-drop was so perfect. Oh, that hit. Oh, that hit. I like this song better than Maniac already. I think I've just become that person. Let me let it finish. And that was a sharp ending that I actually much preferred to Maniac's sharp ending. We're gonna listen to Maniac again. Is it the next one on the track? Yes, on the album. So it's gonna be interesting to now hear that back to back. But that had the energy, the vibe, the style, the sound that I was expecting from the title track when it came to all the stuff we saw beforehand. That had it. And I was gonna say before, I realized there was only 4 seconds left in the track. I think I've turned into that person that I am shocked if the title track is my favorite thing off of the album. I've come to now understand just how mass appeal and how clean and how a little prettied up title tracks have to be in certain ways, that for me, a lot of the B-sides appeal to me a lot more. And I always really liked Stray Kids for the fact that they didn't really play by those rules necessarily. Like, you look at something like God's Menu, and I think that has a factor, something about it that doesn't ring mass appeal, yet it hit, or something like Side Effects especially that doesn't have mass appeal, but it was a title track for them, and I so dug that. But there's something about Thunderous and about Maniac that hasn't had that quality to me. While Maniac is certainly something new for them in terms of sound and the way it is for a title track, it doesn't have that extra oomph that I'm looking for. But then, like I expected, you go on these B-sides, Venom has that. Venom, I think, is a much better song in terms of it being very wholly unique and almost as if Three Racha put Maniac together and then it went through a little bit of, kind of smoothing out the edges from JYP or whomever they might have worked with in terms of making it a title track, whereas this feels like it is raw Three Racha. And I haven't looked at these credits, so I don't know who outside of Three Racha have worked on these songs, but that's the guess that I'm hazarding, that it just feels like it was polished up a bit more, and this one feels like raw Stray Kids to me. So I very much dig Venom. This is going to be a long reaction because I'm already taking my damn time with this. All right, let's move on now to Maniac. Let's listen to it again and kind of compare how I felt, the thoughts between the two songs. Let's go. Also, I also want to point out really quick is that like Tomboy, the video is very, very haptic and distracting almost. So it's hard to take it all in. So it's going to be also very special to just hear it by itself, just the music.
Let's go.
정상인 척 다들 힘좀 빼. 짓고 있는 미소들은 새. 락이 풀리면 다 똑같지. 눈은 날 무서워. 허브제는 풀렸네. 정신을 간신히 잡지. 눈 한 번 깜빡이고 빼. 다시 세상이 정해. 눈 한 번 깜빡이고 빼.
Give it to me, Mino. I love it. You have that lower tone backing vocal here too. You hear that in like hip hop every now and then. I don't listen to a lot of hip hop, so I don't hear it often. But that's something that is like almost hallmark. Ooh, the 1-2 Han Changmin punch is my life source. It's a very stark change from the pre-chorus. It was almost like another rap verse. It didn't even feel like a pre-chorus, and maybe that's why. Maybe it's not the fault of the chorus, but I don't even want to call it fault because it's taste, and I actually kind of like the abrupt change, but I don't think it's the chorus necessarily, but the fact that Changbin's verse doesn't feel like a pre-chorus. What about that feels like a pre-chorus? You know what I mean? But I kind of like that abrupt change for this song specifically. Because it's supposed to be Jekyll and Hyde, a little weird. I also just love hearing Han sing. There's like a static radio filter over Changbin's vocals here, or rap, not vocals. Yeah. The only transition you have really are those bird chirps.
Maniac, Frankenstein처럼 걸어 Maniac, Maniac.
I like this second part chorus better with Bangchan's vocals in the back.
가득해 두 눈은 눈아직 모든 감각이 날 서있지 예쁘게 포장한 대로 매번 갖던 우리 흘러가다 보면 결국 드러나겠지 지금까지 내면의 그 모습이
Now that's anti-drop. I like this final chorus though. The way everything builds on each other, it feels more cohesive. Oh my god, it is short-lived. I needed more from that final chorus. You know what I would like here? Oh no, it ends. If you added another 20 seconds to this, another 15, 20 seconds, and you kind of lower that mix, you kind of have that overlaid building to where everything kind of came together, and you lower that a little bit, and then have someone outro it with a harder rap to kind of just tie a bow on everything, and outro that, I think it would have just hit a lot better, at least for me. That ending does feel like it's missing something. That's abrupt like Venom is, but Venom felt like it was right when it did it. And Maniac, I don't care for it as much with that ending. But again, this sounds like I'm hating on Maniac, and I like it. I do like the song. I don't love the song. God's Menu still up there of top tier, and I don't know if I were to rank honestly Stray Kids title tracks where everything would fall, but Thunderous and Maniac aren't my favorites, but I still like them. I still for sure like them, and I think I actually like Maniac a little bit more than Thunderous just because it's so much more different, and Thunderous was so similar to God's Menu that it didn't stick with me the same. But yeah, I think it's a solid song. I like Venom a lot more personally, and I think that it would be a killer title track in my world of K-pop industry where title tracks are a bit more off-kilter. But I understand why Maniac is the choice for that. All right, let's now move on to Charmer. We're getting in the weeds here of songs that I don't really know. I don't even really remember anything except Venom in terms of the unveil tracks that I checked out earlier today. Let's go. Oh yes, I do remember that. This is a flex ass song. Bro, yes. Bangchan with those wide ass shoulders, I love it. Really like Everest. Okay. This is supposed to be replicating like a snake charmer. Definitely. Yeah.
What's up? Hey!
This beat is fucking awesome. The second I see someone flex in a verse that they were born, 99 is cutting it close, but you're gonna born in 2007, dude. And I was like, oh fuck, chill. That's so recent. part was filthy.
신바람 나잖아 지금 이 feel이 나를 알아봤다면 you're not silly Chillin' chillin' yeah every day I'm chillin' yeah 자유로운 몸짓에 빠져들어 look at me
You can't resist it 몸부림쳐봐도
See, they're doing weird shit on these B-sides. This is what I want.
충분해 춤춰
This is Stray Kids.
너못 참아 I'm the charmer
I gotta be honest, I don't love this chorus though.
I'm the charmer
I like the verses so much more. Maybe a little girl on me once it becomes very catchy. Oh, that bass is hitting low. Upload hashtag. Dude, do you hear that instrumental coming up in the back? I'm gonna shit my shorts. I'm not wearing pants. I'm gonna shit my shorts. It sounds honestly a little bit, if you guys know about the Doom. Doom is one of my favorite games of all time. The OG Doom from like 92, 3, whenever it came out. But the newer one from like 5 years ago, it sounds like that. Like, oh, we're revving up to something big right here. Please pay off. Right? Oh. Man, I wanted it to get really hard. Listen to this. It sounds so sinister and evil, and it didn't. Listen to that in the back. Then boom! Oh, it should have hit. Oh, it should have hit. Oh. All right. I think I'm just waiting for the K-pop song I could finally like mosh to, you know? Oh, I like this. The melodic part to the chorus. See, so even if that wasn't like it had issues for me with the chorus wasn't it still just does so much interesting things, so many interesting things that I think I'm just starting to realize that the title tracks are just not where it's at, man. In K-pop, it's just not where it's at. They're like I'd say 2 out of 10 songs, 20% are where like damn title track is like one of the best on the album. It normally just doesn't happen. And I'm really starting to realize that. So let's move on. I enjoyed that song. Chorus, I think, will have to grow on me. The verses, I think, are awesome. They are flexing their rapping skills, and not just like Changbin and Han pulling that weight, but like Hyunjin is coming in here strong with that. It's really across the board. I think everyone sounds fantastic on this album so far. The verses of that track were so great.